everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, June 4, 2025, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the monetary steps that are being taken in our country right now. If you begin to understand what you are without trying to change it, then what you are undergoes a transformation. Krishnamurti. Something ancient is awakening inside my heart and in the hearts of every man everywhere around the world. You can feel it in the air, like a storm brewing on the horizon. Ever since the lockdowns began, something's been building quietly, reaching its crescendo. People are seeing all the lies they were fed their entire lives. The old patriarchal masks just don't fit anymore. You can feel the real soul of mankind beginning to rise again. If you're sensitive, you've surely seen it too. The veils are thinning. The illusion of control is cracking, dissolving in slow motion. This outdated patriarchal template is failing. And the elite ones clinging to it, they know it. Somewhere deep down, they feel the entire foundation is trembling. It was never built to last. It was stitched together with fear, domination, and emotional exile. That frequency cannot survive under the weight of so many awakened hearts. Their system was never designed to uplift the soul of a man. It cut off our sensitive heart from our body, banished the feminine into the shadows, turning her into a threat, a role, an object, something to control instead of worship. We were also taught to forget about the goddess, to see her as subservient and less than holy by your father. This was the role of the patriarch, and it hypnotized all of us. It taught the women to doubt the sacredness of their own tantric bodies. And in that collective forgetting, the unity between masculine and feminine, the balance that once had this earth in harmony, was shattered. But something inside our souls has remembered the truth. And we hear it. Men everywhere around the world are beginning to see clearly again. We are remembering that we were all born from the feminine and contain the foundations for common connection and not control. Many men are waking up now. This isn't another self-help phase. It's not another fad for men to become more successful, impressive, or optimized. This is true soul remembrance our planet has never seen before. It is a resurrection of the real. We are seeing a full reclamation of what has always been hiding underneath the noise and the lies. Transformation is a journey without a final destination. Marilyn Ferguson. You begin to discover deeper need for a completely whole, healed masculine imprint inside yourself. You can see as many, not all, but many, see the mess of their parents' conditioning inside them, and it's disturbing. You can feel many things, and your need for softness, kindness, gentleness, patience, strength, and devotion. And what many are witnessing is not the rise of performance or attempt to recondition our old patterns. What's emerging is a willingness to walk barefoot beside each other through the spiritual fire of reawakening your soul feels this stirring of the patriarch falling, and your spine straightens at the sound of this truth, your heart is done waiting. It's time for all men to understand, comprehend what it's like to become a real man, step into our true power we were born to be. The real man is not always clean, organized, polished, or articulate. Yet, he is supersensitive, honest, vulnerable, extremely real. Sometimes he sheds tears during sex. Sometimes he writes poetry for God and forgets to do his laundry. Sometimes he stares out the window, just breathing, feeling, and remembering. The real man lives his life quietly from within. He is spiritually awakened, and this happens often through heartbreak, loss, or the unbearable pressure of being someone he never truly was. His awakening doesn't always look like light, bliss. Sometimes it looks like falling apart. Sometimes it feels like death. But in that unraveling, something ancient and true ignites. He may have no idea what day it is, but he knows exactly what his soul heart is saying in this moment. He knows the Gregorian 12-month calendar is an artificial construct imposed by the Romans to control time and collect taxes. His soul lives by the wisdom of the 13-moon calendar. He is deeply in tune with nature, moves in rhythm with the invisible spiritual realm. He knows he is intuitive, listens deeply with his belly. He trusts what arises from his silence. He doesn't chase anything anymore simply because he knows it doesn't feed his soul. This new man is not concerned with money, fixing others, or proving his divinity. He is not here to impress you with his fancy cars, financial success, or amazing tantric techniques. He no longer treats the feminine as something to earn, to conquer, or possess. He knows she is not here to complete him, and he does not use his spiritual path to avoid the deep intimacy of emotional honesty. Beneath worry, fear, stress, and anger, there is something beautiful waiting to arise and to be transformed. Hiranagda. A real man on this earth is awakening a fierce masculine heart that burns at the center of his being. This fire does not ask politely for change. It roars through his bones, floods his mind with pure, undeniable passion. It melts the illusions of who he thought he was and entirely rearranges the false architecture of his old reality. And in that sacred combustion, all the lies, illusions, and inherited slavery fall away in an instant. The new man is remembering his original power and spiritual essence, not as another role to play in society, but as pure presence. He is not clinging to any one identity, but is living as a vibrant flame of sovereign light. He knows how to brighten anyone's day with his own inner fire. He simply is feeling into the most tender, wild, and free version of himself that is beautifully unapologetic, imperfect, and ready to connect deeply. His devotion is not a show of performance. You can see this in how he breathes and walks and makes love to the earth each morning when his bare feet touch the ground. He lives each moment of his life naked at the heart of God. He gets turned on by opening his soul to the mystery of each moment and being fully alive. He knows life is utterly precious because he is aware of his very temporary, vulnerable, human body. The new man does not ask for perfection from himself or others. He has cried enough, failed enough, loved enough, lost enough, and awakened enough to know that seeking perfection is a violent myth. What he values most is authenticity, vulnerability, and presence. And these values are what make him so rare. You feel it when he walks into the room. He doesn't need to dominate or shrink. He doesn't try to impress anyone with fancy, expensive clothes. He brings all of himself, even the trembling parts, to the dinner table. The new man doesn't rush, doesn't push, or pretend he has it all figured out. When conflict arises, he does not collapse into silence or explode into rage. He simply breathes and listens to what the other soul is trying to say. He may respond with more sensitivity and honesty, replying something like, "I feel hurt by what you just said," and then sit with the waves that ripple out from that. He allows the feelings to move through his body without needing to fix, explain, or control them. He knows that real strength is found in vulnerability, that staying open when it would be easier to shut down is its own kind of revolution. He is the kind of man who can sit beside you in your pain without trying to rescue you from it. He is not afraid of your tears, your weakness, or your power. He is not afraid of sitting for hours alone in pure silence. He has met all of that inside himself and now carries the sacred capacity to hold space for others without losing the center of who he is. He does not lead through control, dominance, or performance. He leads by walking beside you with truth in his eyes, by mirroring the brilliance you have forgotten, and by showing up again and again and again, even when it is uncomfortable. He is not here to be worshipped or obeyed. He is here to awaken the same fire that burned away his illusions and brought him home to himself. This is the man Osho envisioned when he spoke of Zorba the Buddha, a man who is rooted in the earth and open to the sky, a man who is as comfortable dancing naked by firelight as he is sitting in stillness with his eyes closed and his spine like a lightning rod for God. The new man will be Zorba the Buddha. He will be sensuous and spiritual, physical, utterly physical, in the body, in the senses, enjoying the body and all that the body makes possible, and still a great consciousness, a great witnessing will be there, Osho. A real man enjoys all the beauty of life. Good food, deep touch, music, mystery, laughter, sensuality, the scent of the sea, the silence of the stars, without becoming attached to any of it. He is the sensual bridge between the body and the soul. He is the middle path Buddha always spoke about, which makes us feel so alive. He is not interested in escaping this world to find heaven. He has realized that heaven is already here, in his breath, in her smile, in the way the wind moves through the trees, stirs something ancient in his bones. And yes, he farts and burps in public, even during his sacred spiritual breath work. And sometimes he forgets to buy broccoli or turn off the lights of his car and runs down his battery. He loses his center every now and then, but he always returns. He always comes back and always remembers the truth of who he really is. Because this man is not afraid to be real. He is not here to fit in some old archetype. He is not a fake spiritual product for sale in the marketplace. He is a pure transmission of his wild, free, liberated self. He is the most sacred remembering of honesty, love, and truth. He is completely naked at the feet of God, fully surrendering to his fate, and knowing that everything he sees that is not love is the old paradigm falling away. When we resist change, it's called suffering. But when we can completely let go and not struggle against it, That's called enlightenment. Pema, children. We, oftentimes we don't reflect on the shift that's happening on this planet. We become so entrenched in so many distractions, one after the other. One's gone. Before one is completely gone, another one comes in. And we see things, every one of us see things differently. But realizing that the tone of this planet has shifted greatly. That the light energy within all of us is expanding. That things, as I've mentioned before, do not stick anymore. They just don't. They used to. We as a people used to be seduced into many things. Wars, conflicts, really not knowing why, but just following the others. And we've become much more aware of our godliness, of the God within us, of choosing to go within, experiencing ourselves and who and what we are, not being concerned or worried or about what others think, period. And we're expanding. As we all know, the masculine, for so many years on this planet, has been subdued, to say the least. And the feminine has pretty much been broomed to the side. And you don't really realize this until the light begins to flood the room. And when the light floods the room, you start to see many things that weren't there before. And you discover that on this planet, we have to have a balance. We have to choose to maintain a masculine-feminine balance. There's different energies involved with feminine and masculine. You've heard about the masculine and what's happening with the men on this planet. No matter how much the controllers of this planet have done everything they can to demasculinate the men on this planet and defeminize the women. Different genders, belief systems that have been literally bashed on to humanity. To believe such ridiculous things as men can menstruate and have babies. These things are being tossed aside. And more of us are recognizing really who and what we are, that these bodies are completely temporary, that they're not going to be here forever, that we won't be in them forever. And we're starting to turn to the now, leave the ego mind alone, and focus on the moment. And we know, and we begin to recognize that we only have the moment. We do not have anything else. We do not have yesterday, and we do not have tomorrow. We only have the moment. We have no idea of anything else but the moment. And as I've said before, we attract everything. We attract it all. We're like this hyper, extremely powerful magnet. And we pull everything into our lives. And we do that by intent, by projection of thought. Most of the time, we don't even know we're projecting these thoughts. Other times, we are literally, from childhood, raised on other people's thoughts, not our own. And you see it through humanity that we have this repetitiveness throughout the ages. We repeat things. This is a cycle. The cycle has never ended. We have never broken the cycle. But now, men and women of this planet are beginning to awaken to the fact that something has to shift. And that's the collective consciousness that all of us are. that are focusing on shifting into a spiritual realm of existence, which then becomes a God-planet paradise. Many people believe that that there's something that's going to do it all for us, a flash, or an event, or a code, or something that will do it all for us instantaneously, where we don't have to lift a finger. We don't learn anything. All of a sudden, it's there. A lot of it's just wishful thinking. And we know that we begin to comprehend the fact that we're the source. We're the creators. We're the manifestors. We always have been. But when you have years and years and years, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, generation after generation, of all the things that are wrong or not true, that we are made to believe are true, it's like you come to the conclusion that you chuck everything. All the things that you have been told, all the things that you read on the internet, all the things that you hear, you let it all go. This is why we're in a constant state of surrender. We don't hold any of it. We've learned that just about all of it isn't truthful. And we get confused because we're taught words that really don't mean what we think they do. And it's like the real source of wealth is not what you think it is. Everything on this planet. We've been taught that money is not our ticket to true abundance or lasting freedom. The real source is the highly magnetic God field, the infinite divine intelligence behind our minds, our bodies, and this entire system of manifestation. It's like so many of us right in this now, on this planet, trying to manifest without being plugged directly into that source. It's like casting a fishing line into deep space. You're not going to catch anything but emptiness. Manifesting through effort alone creates what? Stress. May feel impressive to the ego for a moment, but it's not sustainable. It won't fulfill your soul, won't nourish you at the deepest level. Without connection to the real source, you're just manifesting a headache. And this field that we're all in, that we all are, is magical, magnetic, manifesting field of God, pure consciousness. It's not just an idea. It's real. It's alive. It's always listening. Doesn't strain, doesn't push. It draws everything to itself through frequency, through trust, through divine alignment. The magnetic field of God is made of supreme trust. It's soft, subtle, constantly humming, always giving, always responding. And all you have to do, or choose to do, is tune in. This isn't about sitting in a cave for 30 years. Though, hey, if that's your vibe, go for it. It's about letting go of all the bullshit in your mind that says you have to hustle. You have to strive, prove, or punish yourself into alignment. You're not here to suffer your way into awakening. You're here to remember how to enjoy being fully, wildly, softly, unapologetically alive. Now the ego, it loves to pretend it's God. The ego is clever. It loves to pretend it's the one doing the manifesting. But that's just the magician's apprentice playing with matches. The real magic arises from stillness, from presence, from knowing, deep in your bones. that you are already whole and complete, exactly as you are. And when you drop into Source, feel your connection. Not just think it, but truly feel it in your heart and body. That's when the doors open. That's when the field responds. Not because you're working hard, but because you've stopped running, stopped striving, stopped resisting. The all-powerful divine being you already are. But here's the thing nobody tells you. The moment you truly stop trying is the moment this universe starts trying for you. It does for you. Our nervous system is the gateway. The reason why manifesting doesn't work for so many people is because their nervous system is jacked. They're in a trauma response all day, stuck in fight or flight, constantly bracing against life. You can't receive much when you're a clenched fist. You have to slow down, take a walk, touch a tree, sing, feel into something beautiful. I mean, myself and others, I'll chant mantras. That's while I walk. Breathe to calm my nervous system. Doesn't matter what you chant. Just chant what makes your body and mind melt. What makes your inner child start to smile again. That's the doorway. And when your nervous system feels safe, your vibration expands. And when your vibration expands, the field starts to bring you what your soul truly desires. Not just what your ego thought it needed. And then you let the sound carry you home. Chanting is such a powerful gateway, it purifies the field. It interrupts your mind's self-importance. It reminds your body that it is not in charge of the infinite. Every time I chant, I can feel my heart remembering that it's already connected, already plugged in, already home. If you want to create something powerful in this world, stop trying so hard to do it. Instead, start being it. Sing it. Laugh it. Cry it into being. Let God work through you, not just for you. Everything is already here. The truth. Everything you need is already in your field. It's just waiting for you to tune your frequency to receive it. If it's not showing up, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're trying to control the how. Let go, laugh more, let yourself be ridiculous. I mean, really. Why are you taking yourself so seriously? Even God is laughing. You think the creator of galaxies is worried about your next client or Instagram post? No. The source is playfully waiting for you to remember you're the magician. You're already the magician. You are the magician. You always have been. But the real magician is the one who knows they are not the one doing the magic. They are the vessel. So what do? You slow down. You breathe deeper. You soften into your spine. You let God in. It's like these meditations. We find a comfortable space. We have no outside distraction. We relax into our bodies. We're still as a statue. We're focused on our breath rising and falling. And remember, you do not need to make it happen. You just relax and let it happen. That's the real secret to manifesting everything. Everybody out there is just banging and scraping and pulling and wrenching, forcing and willing. And remember, God always wins. Love always wins. You do not need to fight for it. Just become still enough and open enough to receive it. We all have these inroads, I guess you could call them, pathways that are connected to the one path. Some of us feel that we walk off the path and say, well, you know, I'm lost or I'm off the path. We're never off the path. You know, if you look at a tree and its branches, you have the trunk, right? The center. And then you have all the branches, but the branches are still connected to the center. They don't separate, fly around. It's like us. We're on the path. All of us are on the same path. Some of us will what? Branch off from the path, but still be connected to the path. We don't get lost. Feel lost sometimes. We don't screw up our lives. Feel like we do sometimes. That's ego mind. We're divine perfection exactly as we are. So even if things seem imperfect, they're absolutely perfect in that very moment. Divine perfection, the gods that we are. We are the only thing that's real. Everything else is an illusion. Anything that changes is an illusion. We create all this for what? So that we can experience in physical material form. When we are done, we leave physical material form, and then we determine what we will do from there. We decide, as the gods that we are, connected to this vast photonic light energy field that is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And that's what we are. Sometimes we contract, sometimes we expand, sometimes we are just still. Sometimes we look at ourselves and comment on negatives about ourselves. One thing that you should not ever do, and if you ever catch yourself doing it, immediately switch. Why would I spend my energies judging and coming down on myself, even in the lightest way? So you're gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. And this life. All of us are in this life. We all have different perspectives. We're all raised differently in many ways. But many of us don't have fun with this life. We're too concerned about so many things. We're stressed on so many fronts. So we really don't enjoy the life. We could take a vacation and still feel like we need to take a vacation from the vacation. And then, of course, we work jobs in most places that we don't care for, and we only work the jobs so that we can sustain our ability to live on this planet in these bodies. So it's a continual process of we're opening up, and the energies are expanding in higher and higher frequencies. That's all there is to it. When we talk about the veils thinning, we're talking about us remembering. We're remembering who and what we are. One time we knew who and what we were. See? And we fell into disharmony with ourselves in lower frequencies. We were curious about lower frequencies. So we dropped into the lower frequencies and we entered physical material forms. Interestingly enough, we don't remember most of the time who and what we are, or where we came from, or what lives we've had. There's a little bit of tampering with that goes on. More and more of us are embracing the fact that the only way that we are going to ascend is by discovering once and for all that you are a God in that body. However you want to label it, pure consciousness, photon light energy. And you're connected to a vast, unending, it's pretty much a network of all the gods and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. Collective consciousness. Beyond. We create. We build. The collective consciousness creates universes, galaxies, black holes, white holes. It creates everything. How can that be? Because we choose to experience. And as collectively we experience, we learn. We reach higher and higher levels of divine perfection. And that we know how to manifest at a blink of the eye. You want to create a planet, we create a planet. You want to create a solar system, we create a solar system. You want to create a sun, a star, we create a sun. We create a supernova. We create many different things in this holographically generated universe. And then we have all these other connecting universes. Some fluid, some not. Some in negative field, some not. Negative field means that it's like if you have a negative, the old film processing with the film and solution, then you would have negatives. You'd use the negatives to make the pictures. So if you look at a negative, and you remember what negatives look like, you have a white field, and then you have a black field. And there's universes that are negative. I don't mean negative in the true sense of the word of negative things, but negative, black and white. We have universes that are fluid. The whole entire universe is fluid. I mean, you name it, right? We've created it. Right now, we're in these bodies on this planet we call Earth. There's other names, Gaia, Sophia, Arya. And we happen to live on this planet. But imagine this. Just about all of us, there's some that don't, but the majority, we always have shoes on. We always have mostly socks. We're always covered in clothing. We are so disconnected from the natural born rhythm of the planet. You don't think about it much, right? But it's true. We've been taught to disconnect from our natural state on this planet. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that we've forgotten so much. We've forgotten how to be unity with each other. We have forgotten how to forgive ourselves first and others. We have forgotten how to love ourselves deeply and eternally so that we can experience it with others. Many of us don't even know what it is to love. We don't have a childlike curiosity so that in this life you literally could be traveling somewhere, and you see a playground, you see a swing, and you pull over and you go in there and you just sit in the swing. And I've had people say, well, I'm too old to do that. I can't do that. People would think I was crazy. See? Listen to what they just said. Too old, can't do it, people think I'm crazy. So we let that stop us from enjoying our lives. That's what we do. We might get the thought, you might get the thought and say, you know what? I'm going to go sit in that swing. You could be just traveling somewhere, just moseying on down the road. You go, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over there and sit in that swing. You don't have to swing. You just sit in the swing. It's kind of remembering that this life, we designed it to enjoy ourselves. Not to stress and fight and tug and pull all along the way. You've got to take life seriously. Why? Temporary. I can look at life as it's fun, it's challenging, it's rewarding. It's a spectacular experience to be in a physical, material body. I know that everything is temporary. I stay away from attachment and expectations because that's ego mind, and that's where we suffer. You get disappointed. When you're in ego mind, you're disappointed, you're let down, you're hurt, you get worried, you get stressed, you become fearful about every little thing. In the now, you're always reminding yourself that you're in the now. You're always reminding yourself. You go, I'm in the now. And you'll see that you'll move into ego mind, right? And all these thoughts will start percolating. And you'll go, that's not the now. The now is this very moment that I'm in, whether you're brushing your teeth, looking in the mirror, whatever. But the now is what we have. And worrying about tomorrow is absolutely superfluous. It doesn't do anything but bind us up. We created this life to enjoy this life. We are absolute master manifestors, but many of us forgot how we do it. And this is why so many people get frustrated on this planet living in ego mind, because they just don't know how to do it. And we have no limitations. The only limitations that any of us really have are the ones that we have been taught to apply to ourselves through this society. And anything's possible. And that's truly true. That's very true. But, you know, we have these stigmatisms that we put on ourselves and we develop through life that cuts us off from enjoying it. And, you know, when you enjoy life, it's not that you have to go out and do something massive. It could be as little as walking in a park or sitting in the woods or stuff like that. Take it, you know, in more clement weather, taking your shoes and socks off and just rubbing them in the grass. Feeling the vibrational frequency of the planet. And her soul, her God. So we have all these abilities, and we're starting to realize that it's time to rediscover them. I join you in the meditation. I'll return to close this out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. An easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Just for today, practice accepting everything about yourself. Accept what you like and don't like inside you. Just feel what it is like to stop fighting yourself and accept whatever you see and feel represents you. Remember, whatever you have trouble accepting is here to awaken you even more to your own brilliance. Everything happens for a divine purpose and is meant to push you towards a more enlightened state of being. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here Wednesday, June 4, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. And at 9:15, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our time for change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.